Tonight, 10 on your side, ask a former governor some tough questions he doesn't want to answer.
Doug Wilder's U.S. National Slavery Museum is out of money and out of hope, and now is in bankruptcy protection. Tonight, only on 10, Andy Fox tells us what happened in court when Wilder tried to explain where all the money went.
He didn't have an answer. Had no idea. The bankruptcy trustee told Wilder the money issues look like a, quote, serious mess up and will eventually have to be explained. For now, the museum is in a holding pattern, and Wilder claims he can build the museum. Former Virginia Governor Doug Wilder's dream of having a slavery museum on this 37-acre site in Fredericksburg is now in Chapter 11 bankruptcy protection.
Is this a tough day for you, sir? No, not for me.
There have been lots of tough days for Suffolk resident Thurbia Parker.
I feel like Doug Wilder has screwed over me.
Who gave Wilder 90 artifacts from his extensive collection of slavery, racism, and history. They were to be part of the museum where today only weeds overrun the Spirit of Freedom Garden. So I want to give you this contract. This is Thurbia Parker's contract that if the National Slavery Museum is not built, that he will be given his items back. Ms. Robinson, I'd like you to have this. In the bankruptcy hearing, Wilder was asked about contracts like Parker's, but said none existed. This is an important thing for Thurbia Parker. He wants to make sure that he's going to get his artifacts. What assurances can you give that the artifacts will not be sold because you haven't paid the bill for the storage locker? Wilder was also asked about a 2005 tax document with a beginning balance of $1.6 million. $1 million in contributions came in and $600,000 went out in expenses, but the closing year-end balance was only $315,000, a discrepancy of $1.69 million. In court, Wilder could not explain the discrepancy, had no clue. Where are the documents, Governor? You are the governor of Virginia, and you can't produce these documents dealing with the slavery museum. In court, Wilder claimed the museum had no money, but thinks he can build a scaled-down version of the museum with new fundraising efforts. How do you explain getting this museum back on course when the biggest contribution you got was from a 13 or 14-year-old girl? She did that because she was touched by what the museum could be, touched by the Spirit of Freedom Garden, which is the only part of the $176 million project that's been built. But today, the museum dreams are nightmares, and a former governor is in don't answer any questions about the museum mode.
Boy, this weather has turned to be
Governor,
pretty bad, hasn't it? And when you consider that day before yesterday was bright and sunny, look what we got today. Former Governor Doug Wilder only talking about the weather. The overall feeling in the hearing was the Slavery Museum will never be built, but the bankruptcy protection process must play out. The good news is I asked the court officials about Thurbia Parker. This is a very important issue to one of our viewers, and they said there is no way that his belongings can be sold as long as the process is in bankruptcy. They cannot be sold, even though Wilder hasn't paid the locker due where they're being stored.
And so he still might be able to get them back.
Well, we are working hard to get them back, and we're going to have a special report coming up soon about Thurbia Parker and our travels to meet with Governor Wilder, and we'll have that coming up.
There's still $1.5 million missing here, too.
Yeah, they have to explain it, and he was saying, where is it, where is it? Well, it could be with this person, or it could be with this person, but he didn't know. And the bottom line is that the buck stops with former Governor Doug Wilder, and 10 on your side is going to continue asking about this until we find out absolutely what happened with that discrepancy over $1 million.
Thanks, Andy.
Okay.